Now I want to talk about some civilizational values that our Indian civilization has. Um, what kind of values do we have which we cherish? Out of means all the things that we have, the religious culture and the Hindu religion and the contribution of the Hindu religion to the Indian civilization, that is one thing. The tribal people who had existed from the olden era, what is their role in the society, and not only that, slowly when we mingled with other religions, like all the major religions have come to India and they have flourished here. We have embraced them with open hands, and somewhere we have also changed and learned from other civilizations or other religions. We also have evolved through the time, and our value system has changed over a period of time. We have evolved with the reform in the religion. For example, Ram Mohan Roy, he is a great philosopher, and he is a religious reformer. Not only that, in the modern eras also, Tilakji, Bal Gangadhar Tilak, he has also started some traditions. Not and other people like Shankaracharya, and who had that throughout India he travelled, and he unified Hindu people. Not only that, the Vaishnavite and the Saivites, the Devi worshippers, these people also spread their group, and they also contributed to the unified civilization of India. So it was nobody's domination in India. We had it is a means period of turmoil and a period of great what do you call shaking. Things have been changing and we have been evolving. At the same time, we have the caste system, which has come to us from the olden era. It is a detrimental to our cultural unity. So we need a reform in this modern times, when we can reform our caste system, and we can give the constitutional guaranteed values of equality to all the citizens, because the constitution was formed in after we got independence from British, and while writing the constitution, our forefathers, particularly Sri Baba Shahid Ambedkar ji, he was learned man and educated in various countries, and when he started contributing to the constitution, he unified all the values of the world, and decided what is the best thing that should be the path for India ahead, or the path for Indian culture and Indian civilization for the period that the times to come. So we can say the constitution also has played a major role in reforming the Indian society. When it grants some rights to the citizens, definitely that is a shift from the tradition. And so traditionally whatever was existing, we made a kind of a change or reform when we got the constitution for the first time. And the law, when we say everybody is equal before the law, definitely we are saying that that is something that was not non-existent earlier. Before the constitution was enacted, before that time, we did not have equality of citizenship in our country. When the kings were there at that time, different kind of culture was there, different kind of value system was there. But since the constitution was established, definitely our country has got a new direction. The country has got new value system, which we are cherishing currently. But if need be, it is, I am not saying constitution is the final authority. If there are flaws in the constitution, if we can evolve into a still better thing, nothing like it. No, we don't have any resistance. There have been constitutional amendments and there have been changes to the constitution. I think the word secularism was not there in the beginning of the constitution, but it was put by Mrs. Indira Gandhi, Prime Minister Indira Gandhi. So some changes have been taking place, and that's also evolution and that's also reform. So I think all those things are which have been done, and if we want to do something more, that's also should be accepted with with open ears and eyes, because the first we have to see, then we have to hear, and then we have to judge with our conscience, and if it is the right thing to do, then we should do. Definitely there is no harm in it. Nothing is absolute, it's all relative. So now coming back to our civilizational values, we cherish them, and at the same time, if we want to make an we want to take a different direction from that, we must take, if it is the mandate of the time. Okay, so a human conscience and the human mind is a product of time, the time in which it exists. So if time changes, definitely our conscience changes, our intelligence, which is again something, or our judgment with which we judge things, that is also something that takes shape through our conscience. And if our conscience is also changing with time, our decisions and our judgments will also be changing, right? Now, one thing we might have noticed is something where we are a little bit of going towards the Western values, and West is coming and learning from the East, that is from us they are learning. So one such thing is, I found that family values are going a little bit, we are going negative in this context, that family values are compromised, and we are no more respecting our families. And West is learning from us, and they are doing well with their family, getting in family staying united over the time. What has made this difference is definitely because we are trying to, as a society, we must cherish our culture, as it is given to us by the mixture of constitutional rights, constitutional values, and also the civilizational or the traditional plus modern combined, and that gives us a new value system in India. And when it is going in the positive direction, it's okay. But when the civilizations class and there is a negative change to our value system, definitely our leaders must take note of it and must guide the society in a direction when we will be corrected. So divorces are becoming more rampant in our country, and more and more people are, whatever law we are creating, I have heard that some ladies, they are getting married, and after marriage they are leaving the husband and saying, you give me such much alimony and all that, and they are trying to take advantage of the law. When the law has permitted them some rights, they are trying to take advantage and trying to exploit the menfolk. So these kind of things will be discussed in the society and debated, and ultimately these are personal things. But why am I talking about these things which are personal? Is because I care, because we care as a society as to what direction our society is taking. So it is our duty to discuss these things and to put the society in the right path if it is taking a wrong path. And definitely if we stay in the right path, then we will have a stronger hand as far as soft power is concerned compared to the West. But if we start copying them and learn their bad things and apply them to our society, then the thing becomes detrimental to our to our interest. While we must mix and mingle, at the same time we must be aware that we have some strengths, we have some civilizational, some traditional, some constitutional strengths which we must maintain, and we must like be vigilant that our society should not be going in a negative direction. Uh, Child marriage, for example. And not only that, if you consider in such a context the thing about common civil code, I think common civil code is something that it is a good thing, because definitely I don't agree with, because the Sharia law, the Muslims, what law they have got is Sharia law. That is something which is very backward, and the kind of things that are written there is not allowable in a modern civilization. So definitely they also, the Islamic people, they must realize that the Sharia law is not applicable, and they should not like it, they should not protect it. They should be openly and freely coming out of it and embracing the new modern era with the open hands, and change with our country's common civilized values. We definitely should debate what the common civil code should have. That must be debated in our parliament, and whatever decision we take, then that will be binding. That will be binding, definitely. It is only the place, parliament is the place where the decision can take place, and whatever decision will be taken, so we will be happy to go in that direction as shown by the parliament. Thank you.